What's up, guys? So if you're here, probably want to hear some fucked up shit, and that's what I got for you guys. um I kind of wrote like a whole ass essay on here. I mean, I pretty much know the whole gist of the story, but I'm just not very good with dates and shit. So just don't mind that. um yeah, I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and this story just always stuck out to me. Probably also because it's like sort of in the area where I'm from. Um, I'm just was like, how the fuck did I never hear about this? I mean, I wasn't born, so makes sense. I mean, when I told my mom about it, she knew what I was talking about, which I was like really surprised, and I'm like, what the fuck? So let's time travel back to 1978 when this took place. So Mary Vincent, she is a 15-year-old girl, and her parents are going through a divorce. You know, she's going through shit right now, and she decides that she's going to run away. Very bright girl. You know, she does teenager stuff, gets in trouble every once in a while. She's an aspiring dancer. Just some background information about her. So she runs away, and she knows some family in the Bay Area, so that's sort of like her destination. Back then, hitchhiking was very common, very normal. I don't know why it would ever be okay to get a stranger from a person. I mean, I even feel sketched out getting rides from Uber, but anyways. So yeah, she needs a ride, and some van, and right now she's in Berkeley. Okay, she's in Berkeley, and a van pulls over, and it's this older man. He's like in his late 50s. He's like big beer belly, gray hair, balding. You know, he looks pretty old, like somebody's grandpa. He told her that he could give her a ride, but he only had room for one. Mind you that there's two other hitchhikers behind her, and they see this, and you know, they hear what he tells her. But they clearly see that there's enough room for all of them, and they tell her, you know, like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. But Mary was just so tired. She didn't want to keep walking. He looked like someone's grandpa, and like, really, it's not like she was trying to be a rebel. She was just tired, and she just wanted a ride, and she got in his van, and she told him that she wanted to go to LA, and he said that he was going to Reno, but he could still take her. I mean, it makes no fucking sense, but whatever. So they're driving, and she's so tired, she ends up falling asleep. Like, I would never fall asleep. I mean, I'm not gonna judge this girl. Bless this girl. She was so tired. I'm sure she wasn't thinking anything bad, but you always have to be aware. Doesn't matter what the person looks like. Could be a female, could be a male. It doesn't fucking matter. She ends up falling asleep, and then when she wakes up, she notices that she's going east, and she's like, you know, what's going on? And he's like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I've made a mistake. So they're pretty much now in like the Central Valley, and he's like on the 5, and he pulls over, and I think he told her like he had a pee or something like that. And she looks down at her shoe, and she notices, like, okay, if I'm gonna have to run from this guy, I need to tie my shoe. So she gets out the car as well, the van, and as she, you know, goes to tie her shoe, she blacks out. This motherfucker hits her on the head with a sledgehammer. She wakes up. It's nighttime now, and she's naked in the back of the van, tied up. And this man, I don't think I ever said his name. His name is Lawrence Singleton. Not that he fucking matters. He rapes her all from the night to the morning, pretty much. Like, fucking terrible. She's crying, she's screaming. Like, you're out there, nobody's gonna hear. Like, if you're from the Central Valley, like, you know that there's like a lot of rural spaces. But yeah, they're near. I don't know exactly where they are. I know it was like someone said near Modesto Patterson. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, something Canyon. Anyways, yeah, doesn't matter. So it's the morning time, and she's just like, please, like, will you set me free? Like, just set me free, please. I will not tell anybody. And he tells her, like, you know, you want to be set free? Like, fine, I'll set you free. He unties her, throws her out of the van, and he hacks off her left arm from the elbow down, if I'm not mistaken. Severing it below the elbow, yes. What the fuck? He chops off her fucking arm. She's obviously in shock, I'm sure. And she grabs him, you know, with her right arm. He starts hacking at her other arm. At this point, she falls back, and she's completely aware of everything that's going on. She feels all the pain. She knows what the fuck's going on. She looks up at him, and she sees him, like, flicking his arm because her hand is still stuck to his fucking arm. I can't even get that out my fucking head. Like, that's like from a fucking horror movie. At this point, she's like dying. She's passing out because she's losing so much fucking blood. He decides to drag her to the edge, the railing, and throws her off a 30 fucking foot cliff to die. You know, he saw that she was already dying. He threw her off the cliff. I really want to know. Oh, okay, it's right here. This was over by Puerto Canyon. I don't. Not that matters. Just okay. So, motherfucker just threw her over. She has 4 fucking broken ribs. Her fucking 2 arms are cut off. She wants to go to sleep so fucking bad. She just wants to sleep. But something in her head tells her, like, he's gonna do this to somebody else. Like, you need to keep going. You need to stay awake. And she could hear from, like, up above, like, cars, you know? So that's, like, her motivation. So this poor fucking girl, like, to stop the bleeding, she, like, puts her fucking nubs in mud to prevent muscles and the blood and shit falling out. This girl climbs up with no arms a 30-foot fucking cliff and manages to make it. Like, she's climbing like all day. She manages to make it by the nighttime. Let's see. So now she's walking, she's naked, she's covered in blood, she's covered in dirt, she has like her arms like covered in mud, and 2 guys pull up in a convertible and they just drive off and they left her. And honestly, she says she doesn't blame them because she looked like she just came out of a horror movie. She's like, they were probably scared. Like, honestly, really shitty. You know, obviously she needed help. But she didn't blame them. So she's shortly after, a newlywed couple actually just got lost, and they end up finding her, and they put her in the back of the truck, and they tell her that they're gonna get help. And she said that she remembers that they were driving so fast that like their tires were like screeching, and I just could only imagine like the relief that she was feeling. And so they get to a payphone, and she ends up getting airlifted to a hospital. This bitch survives, guys. Like, I'm sorry if you guys take that offensive. I don't mean to call her a bitch. I just call people bitches in general. Don't bite my head off. She fucking survives. She loses half her blood. But she manages to give the police such a descriptive sketch of this guy that like the neighbors saw it and immediately called the cops and was like, this is my neighbor. Which she knew for years, and like they were cool, but like, I mean, obviously she just saw that he's a fucking trying to, like, what the fuck. So 9 days later, they catch this motherfucker. Alright. Bet you guys didn't see that coming. I didn't. I did not think this girl was gonna survive. Fuck this guy. Okay, fuck this guy. So where am I? They got him, right? They got him. So basically, with everything, all the laws and everything going on at the time back then, he was convicted. What was he convicted of? Oh, well, when they did arrest him, then when they were questioning him, they called Mary. He said that Mary was a $10 whore, and that she passed out, and that he passed out, and that a friend attacked her, and that there was like 2 other hookers in the van, right? That was his story. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so they're in court, and she testifies against him, and when she goes, she has her 2 prosthetic arms, and I just can't imagine how she felt having to see that fucking piece of shit monster that literally ruined her life and will never be the same. As she's walking out of the court, he whispers to her, I will finish you if it's the last. I will finish what I've started if it's like the last thing I've done. I don't know if that's word for word, but pretty much what the fuck he said. He's gonna finish what he started. This poor fucking girl, man. Like, I can't fucking imagine. So, San Diego convicts him of kidnapping, mayhem, attempted murder, forcible rape, sodomy, and forced oral compilation, and he gets the maximum sentence of, can you guys guess? 14 years. 14 years. Say it with me. 14 years. The judge said if he could, he would have put him away for his, his whole life. You're going to be even more mad when you hear that he was paroled after 8 years. He chopped a girl's arms off, raped her, tried to kill her, and he got 8 years. And you know why? Well, in 1983, there was a law that was passed, a work incentive law, which they did it kind of secretly, which allowed inmates to basically do less time. They get days knocked off for the days that they do work, good behavior. So that's basically what happened here with this piece of shit. Why they would give this man the opportunity to work his time off, he has all these charges against him, I don't fucking know. Yeah, I have no faith in the justice system. So yeah, Ed Martin announced that he was the warden at the California men's colony in San Luis Obispo, where Lawrence was serving his time. Martin said that if he continued good behavior and worked, and no changes were made by his release date would be April 28th, which was 8 years and 4 months. That's all he served, was 8 years and 4 months. When he got out, they tried to parole him in Antioch, and the mayor protests to the Department of Corrections and to not release him due to the public outcry. Like, people were very angry. They did not want him there. So they tried to place him with relatives in Tampa, Florida. People rise up in Tampa. I don't know if you guys heard the chapter of the Guardians, which was big back in the day, to lead protests. Florida officials rejected the parole as well. I mean, are you surprised nobody fucking wants him? I mean, it goes on. Just keep listening. They try in Martinez, California, but they can't. And then they try in San Francisco. They just wanted him there for a few weeks. In San Francisco, wants a temporary restraining order barring him from San Francisco. So they take him to Redwood City. Secretly, though. But reporters find out about this, and protesters, and they're like surrounding his fucking building at this point. And the Department of Corrections have to pull him out before, the protesters pull him out. This guy is fucking going everywhere. My notes are so long. So we're almost done. They try to place him in El Dorado, but press are upset too, and they don't want him there either. Shocker. They tried to put him in Richmond, but the mayor said fuck no. I'm pretty sure those weren't his exact words, but fuck no. Where am I? Then they tried Rodeo. If you're from like the Bay Area, or that county or whatever over there, Rodeo. But people find out, and a mob of 500 gather around his apartment, and he has to be escorted with a fucking bulletproof vest, because he's a little bitch. And he has to get escorted by the fucking sheriff's department. They tried to move him to Concord. 175 people gathered at the hotel. Finally, the governor was just like, fuck, I'm sure. And he was like, let's put this motherfucker on a trailer on the grounds of San Quentin until his parole was done. So that's what that guy did. He literally slept on a trailer on San Quentin till his parole was up. And basically, when your parole's up, like, they can't fucking help you, You're done. You're off to do whatever, when his parole is over, he goes back to Florida. People, of course, are angry. They protest. A car dealer guy even offered him $5,000 to leave. Like, he doesn't take it. Someone made a homemade bomb and put it by his house. That shouldn't go off, unfortunately. In 1997, neighbors hear screams and see him attacking a woman. They call the cops. The cops go knock on his door, and he answers the door with his shirt open with blood like all over it. They find the body of 31-year-old mother of 3, Roxanne Hayes. He stabbed her 12 times in the face, and in her body, her face and chest. She was also a sex worker. Not that that matters, because I was reading a lot of like stories about this, and they would even, a lot of them would like that's how they would like describe who she was, like not even that she was a person. They're like, oh, he killed a sex worker. Like, she has a fucking name, she had a family. Like, that's not who she was as a person. She's more than that, And anyways, that just makes me mad. So, um, so he goes to Tampa to tell her story of how he. Wait, what? Okay, so yeah, so basically, Mary finds out about this and she goes to Tampa, speaks about how he ruined her life, like all this shit, how like her shit will never be the same, and that, um, and then when he was in when he was in court, the jury was deliberating, and it only took them 1 hour, and he got the death sentence because that's what they do. That's what they do, and but he actually died of cancer before his sentence, and yeah, he died of cancer. He's always denied the mutilating Mary Vincent. He said that he was sorry for the death of the other girl, but that he has to carry it on his conscience for the rest of his life. Like, this man is so narcissist that, like, he's talking about, he just killed somebody and he's talking about how it's going to be a burden on him. Like, that's how sick this guy is. So Mary won a $2.5 million civil judgment, but couldn't collect it because he was unemployed, he had poor health, and he only had like $200 in the savings. So that was that. I mean, thankfully he died. It sucks that it sucks like he even got out in the first place. That girl would still be alive if it wasn't for the justice system, not even. But she got married. She lives, I don't know if she's married actually. Someone said that she was happy with her boyfriend. One said she was married. She lives in Orange County. She's an artist. She loves to draw. And, she has 2 kids. And she started a foundation to help victims of traumatic crime. So, that is the story of Mary Vincent. Fucking crazy. Just breathe. I know, like, after hearing these stories, you're just like, I don't know, I'm always like, how are there, like, people out there like this? I don't know, it's crazy. I'm definitely gonna start doing these little series, talking about true crime. Obviously, I'm gonna try to do ones that aren't common and are not very well known. So yeah, stay tuned if you guys are into true crime. I mean, my channel is about honestly random ass shit, so who knows what you'll see on here, but you definitely will see more true crime. So if you're into that, subscribe, blah blah blah, support me. Yeah, motherfuckers be crazy out here. God bless Roxanne Hayes, poor fucking girl. Alright guys, well, stay safe, don't hitchhike, and catch you on the flip side.